Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to BuenoBrew. Today, we're gonna do something kind of interesting. I went on ChatGPT and I typed in, "Can you give me the top 150 passive income ideas for 2023?" So as you can see on the screen, this is what it gave me: 150 ideas, and you see I scroll all the way down to the bottom, 150. So what I decided to do is make a video for each and every single one of these passive ideas and see if it actually makes any sense. And the first one is dividend investing. Invest in dividend paying stocks. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, so most people understand this, but I typed in on ChatGPT, try to get an AI response on how to actually write a YouTube script for dividend investing. So this is what came up. I asked it, dividend investing, or asked it right here, can you provide a YouTube script for dividend investing, invest in dividend paying stocks? So this is actually what it did. It actually gave me information on the title, on how to introduce myself or introduce the actual, the channel, explore different ways of finding, financial freedom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it broke things down into sections. So for example, what is dividend investing? So I would have to say, hey, to understand dividend investing, we first need to know what dividends are, which makes sense, right? So dividends are a portion of a company's earnings that are distributed to its shareholders. Dividends investing is a strategy where investors focus on buying stocks of companies that regularly pay dividends. Instead of solely relying on capital appreciation, investors receive a steady stream of income in the form of dividend payments. And that's one of the things that's really nice about, investing in stocks, investing in all these things, is because some of these provide these quarterly regular dividends back to you. So as a company makes money, it's not so much that you're just building the capital, but you're also it's almost like you're getting a paycheck for being an owner, typically every quarter of the year. And a lot of people like that. There's a lot of consistency with a lot of these companies, and it makes a lot of sense when you're investing. A lot of people, what they like to do is just reinvest the dividend back into their investment and just let the whole thing keep growing for years and years and years and years. So section 2, if we come back here to what the AI generated, it said, okay, so why is dividend investing so popular? I pretty much just went over this, the regular income stream, which is really, really important. Secondly, dividend paying stocks tend to be more stable compared to non-dividend paying stocks, as they often belong to well-established companies with consistent earnings. Lastly, dividend investing offers the potential for long-term wealth accumulation through dividend reinvestment and compounding. So exactly what I touched on, where, every time, so let's say you put $1,000 and you make $10, you add that, now you got $1,010. Then you make, next quarter, $1,012. So that's 12. So it just keeps compounding. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you keep making more and more and more. And these are more for those long-term investments. Really smart, really, really smart. And then section 3 is how to get started with dividend investing. And I would have to go through that, research and select dividend paying stocks. And then over here it says evaluate the dividend yield and payout ratio. It says here, when selecting dividend paying stocks, it's important to consider the dividend yield and payout ratio. The dividend yield is calculated by dividing the annual dividend payment by the stock price. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. A higher yield indicates a potentially higher return on your investment. Additionally, the payout ratio compares the dividends paid to the company's earning. A sustainable payout ratio ensures the company can continue paying dividends in the future, and that makes sense. Obviously, diversify your portfolio, monitor and review investments, etc., etc. And then the AI, ChatGPT, also comes here and says, hey, this is an excellent strategy for seeking, income, stability, long-term wealth accumulation. And it also gives like this sort of, little disclaimer thing where it's remember to conduct thorough research, evaluate key metrics, diversify your portfolio, and stay informed about your investments. That's it for today's video on dividend investing. If you found this information helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more investing strategies. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Now, there's gonna be a little more to this video. So I asked ChatGPT, I was like, hey, okay, so can you give me a list of 5 stocks that pay dividends, right? So it says certainly, and it gives here five stocks right away, 5 companies right away that pay dividends. So we see Johnson & Johnson, we see Procter & Gamble, we see Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, AT&T, etc., etc., etc. So what I'd like to do is actually show you these companies and show you what the dividend payout is. All right. So now let's go to the first one. Now the first one's gonna be Johnson & Johnson. And as we can see here, I didn't even know this until looking this up, their annual dividend yield is 3%. So their quarterly dividend amount that you're gonna get is $1.19. The best way to do this is take 3%. So you take $158.91, whatever the stock price is. So if you own one full share, one full stock, and you divide it, or actually what I do is I take 3%, divide it by 12, and then you get a small percentage, right? And that's your monthly, how much you're getting each month. And then what I do is then multiply that times the $158.91, and you will get, maybe like 20 something cents. And then, a quarter is 3 months, right? So multiply that by 3 and you get around $1.19, right? So if you own one every 3 months, you get $1.19, which it is purely passive income. I mean, it really is. You're not really doing anything. You just put the investment in and you kind of just forget about it and you make this money. And, when you think about it, $1.19, that's not really that much money. However, if you consistently purchase more and more and more and you invest more and more, then obviously this will go higher and higher and higher. And a lot of people that invest, 5, 6, 7, 10% of their salary into, the stock market, into things like this, they end up making a substantial amount of money by not really putting any effort into it. It's just you make more money doing this, unless the stock price drops. But you do make overall some more money, just passively than you would in a lot of banks, a lot of the savings accounts. You're not really gonna get that, 3% annual dividend yield. A lot of times it's at 0.05%, and you're not really getting that much. So that's why a lot of people say, invest in stocks, invest in, do your research, of course, see what fits for you, and, grow a portion of that savings. Don't grow in the savings account, do it in the stock market so your yield is bigger overall over time. Of course, there's a lot of fluctuation in the stock market that you got to think about. So what I also like to do is look here and look at the actual, company itself, do research on the company. I'm not going to do the research in this channel or in this episode, but I always like looking at these maps. Over 6 months, you see a little bit of a drop. 5 years, we were at 121 and now it's, 158. And then you do the max, and it's so, I love looking at this, really, really love looking at this. I mean, look at this. In 1983, it was $2.95. So if you had somebody in your family who's like, hey, I'm just gonna keep investing in this, well, let's say they were in their 20s or 30s, like a parent or something like that, and they just build this beautiful nest egg, $158 per freaking share. It's crazy how much can be made in the stock market over a long period of time. And a lot of dividends could have been made also over this period of time, as well as the company got bigger and bigger. So the next one we're going to look at is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is at $2.93 with if you own one, you're going to get around 46 cents per quarter. The next one is ExxonMobil, 3.43%, which is great in my opinion. And you get almost $1 per quarter. And then we go here. This is AT&T, and this one's at 6.81%. And so if you own one of these, you get around 28 cents per quarter. And again, that's not bad. And then we have Procter & Gamble at 2.46% annually, and each quarter for one, you get around 94 cents. So yeah, using ChatGPT, I agree with it. This is definitely a form of passive income where you put your money into it and you really don't have to do much. You just let it grow. And I think the idea of compounding over time is the best way to go. So hopefully you got a little something out of this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I really like the whole AI thing, ChatGPT, so I really want to learn some more, see what it can show. And I'm going to make videos, a lot of finance videos based on information I get from AI and then doing the research in the background. So hopefully I give you guys, something of value. And again, if you enjoyed, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.